Designing solar systems can be complex and time-consuming. However, the Helios-software platform by Autarco puts an end to that. In this training, you will get acquainted with Helios. You will learn how a company profile is structured and how to create a project, differentiating between a flat and a sloped roof. Your company profile contains all your basic information in an organized manner, and you can also adjust your default delivery and billing address. Autarco will handle changes to your VAT or trade registration number. Simply provide the updated information to Autarco through your Autarco contact person. Profile information is used for deliveries and the financial processing of orders, so it's crucial to keep it up to date. The main administrator can add web accounts to the company profile, determining their rights or what other accounts can see. The next step is creating a PV system. Start by creating a new project. In a project, you can then create a PV system. The quotation is based on the project, including the PV system and additional materials. Fields marked with an asterisk must be filled in to proceed. If you don't have a specific address yet, find the location coordinates via Google Maps. Fields marked with a shield must be filled in to register the PV system and assign a kilowatt-hour guarantee. In the Dynamic Power Export Limiting field, you can indicate whether grid feedback is limited or prevented through upheld. You can also specify whether a hybrid inverter is chosen for this system. Once you've completed filling in these fields, you can save the form. The next step is designing the PV system. You can design a system quickly and precisely with the help of Google satellite images. First, we'll show you how to manually set an installation area and place panels on a flat roof. Then, we'll demonstrate how this system can also be automatically generated with Helios. Manual system design is possible on all locations, with or without available elevation data. Start by determining the corners of the installation area. Double-click on the second to last corner to complete the area. Now, you can enter the gutter height, roof pitch, and orientation, or azimuth. Set the height of the lowest part of the roof. Now, choose the azimuth, that's the orientation of the panels. If the roof orientation is east-west and you want to fill the roof entirely, we recommend following the edges of the roof. In this case, click on a length label of the side of the previously defined plane. You will now see 4 options for the azimuth. A placement oriented to the south has the smallest deviation from the number 0. 0 represents the south. To create a layout, the first step is selecting the panel. Then choose the desired mounting system. Universal is a so-called south setup, and symmetrical is an east-west setup. Now, the panels can be placed in the installation area. There is an option to place panels manually or automatically. Click on Manual. Click in the installation area. Hold the mouse button down and drag over the installation area. The panels will be added in a matrix. If more panels need to be added, click again on Manual and place the panels again. Once you have created a field of panels, there are several options to customize the design. Selecting multiple panels in the field is done by holding down the right mouse button and dragging. Undo the panel selection by pressing Escape. Press the Move icon on your screen to move the entire field. Click on a panel to select it. You can then detach it from the field. Drag the field so that the gray border around it overlaps with other panels to add it back to the field. Hold Alt to prevent snapping. This affects, among other things, the mounting layout and materials, as it will no longer be connected. Hold down Ctrl while pressing the move icon to select all panels in that field. Duplicating a field is done by holding down Shift and simultaneously clicking and dragging the move icon. This can be useful when working in a grid. Add an obstacle by indicating the corners. Double-click on the second to last corner to close the area. You can name obstacles, for instance technical room, and specify the height of the obstacle relative to the installation area or ground level. Adding an obstacle affects potential shading. Helios calculates the required ballast for solar panel frames on flat roofs. To complete this safely and properly, you need to answer a few questions. If the building is higher than surrounding buildings, if it's located on an area larger than 500 square meters or is less than 200 meters away from the open sea, the ballast is increased. For the system's safety, also indicate the roof covering. You can also choose the desired ballast units. For critical ballast plans, using a different ballast unit might make a previously impossible plan possible. In automatic mode, the area is automatically filled with panels. Afterward, panels can still be added, moved, or removed manually. Are there obstacles on the roof? When placing panels automatically, obstacles are taken into account. To manually determine an installation area for a sloped roof, start by determining the corners of the installation area. Double-click on the second to last corner to close the area. Set the parameter of the roof pitch and the gutter height manually. Now the azimuth. Unlike on a flat roof, a panel can only point in the direction of the roof. So, choose the length label of one of the eave or ridge sides and select the correct azimuth. Next, similar to creating a layout on a flat roof, you can choose the desired panels and various mounting options. For a sloped roof, it's essential to choose the right mounting type that matches the roof. Of course, obstacles can also be added. By going back to the different installation areas, you can choose to save the design. If you choose to close, you also have the option to save the design before closing. The solar panel design is now created. Helios will suggest a suitable inverter. At the system level, under Design, you can choose Inverters. The choice of the inverter depends on the expected power of the modules. Since we are installing a three-phase system in this example, we automatically get a suggestion for a three-phase inverter suitable for this system. The green checkboxes explain this suggestion. In this case, we adopt the setting. Now that you have selected the inverter, you can create a quotation and potentially submit it to Autarco to finalize the order.
To create a quotation, go back to the project level. In the upper right corner,
you'll find the quote heading.
Then click Create Quote. The material list compiled during the creation of a PV system is automatically added to the quote. If you want to order additional materials, you can adjust the quantities in the quote.
Next, you can create a new quotation.
Within a project, you can create multiple quotations.
You can also completely remove products by setting the quantity to 0. When you accept the quote, the address details and contact person will appear. The delivery address is a mandatory field. By default, it shows the delivery address you have set in your profile or the address of the project location, but you can also manually adjust it. Choose the correct contact person and enter the phone number of this contact person. You can also enter your own reference number or description of the order, but this action isn't mandatory. Then indicate that you are authorized to place the order. After agreeing to the terms and conditions, the quotation can be finalized. Congratulations, you have just placed your first order.